Oh, see, so now that one I looked for on Amazon because before, like usually, like I think for that for whatever reason, like that one was sold out. It was always saying unavailable whenever I searched for it,
Yeah,
and then so I was like, whatever. I think I had it pre-ordered at BBTS, which I still got to check because I never got like any kind of like in stock notice, and I think that was supposed to be like November or December, right? Whatever for that figure. So I was like, whatever. I'm not stressing it. Like, I was like, it'll show up on Amazon eventually, and then I did see it, but I think it was just for a little bit higher than what the normal retail was. Um,
yeah, it's 31.49. I think and that's kind of what a Voyager class is, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think when I had looked at it, it was like somebody was charging like 40 or 41 bucks, and I was like, well, that would kind of be like if you paid for shipping and
Mhm.
tax, and so I almost jumped on it, and then I was like, but then it said something like the delivery was like going to be like a couple of weeks. So I was like, whatever. Like I'm not really stressing it. I was like, when it's in stock and I see it, I'll just cop it. Um,
It's actually in stock right now. It's for 31.49. Amazon is
oh,
selling.
see, so look at that. So I had those other two in my cart from that wave. What is it? The pipes and
Yeah, the pipes
then
like
the slammer, that little gray one that I think is like the Metroplex thing.
road. It's called Ranger and Puffer.
Yeah. So let me fucking turn the cam on. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RLC Hangout. Link is in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. So if you want to join me and Dom here, just pop in. We're just keeping it low key, hanging out tonight. Uh, you know,
Rocking it
dedicating the
old school.
show to Chat Winging them. Shout out to Chat Winging them. If anybody doesn't know, recently just passed away, and he was a huge part of the chat and stuff. We spoke about him last night on ETR and stuff. So if anybody hasn't watched, just go back and watch that. So me and Dom just here bullshit about Transformers and stuff. I was telling him this is the only one. This Pterosaur was the only figure I didn't
Yeah,
cancel
it's a
pre-order.
good one. It's one of the main cats. So it's like
Yeah, I was like, you got to get that, right? I can't cancel that. But the jackpot and those other ones that were like the Huffer, like or whatever repaints, I forget their names. The pipes repaints. I was like, I don't need those. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I was all in. I was getting all this shit, and now like I'm just kind of like looking at the
yeah,
line, being more
out of all
selective.
out of all the four of them, the pterosaur is sold out. Like it's
Oh
that
yeah,
they're
that's the one. That's the one you needed to
it's
jump on.
it's going for $90 right now.
You serious? I could sell this for $90.
Yeah, that's what it says. Like right now, other people are selling it on Amazon for 89.95.
Wow. I have to throw this like in a spin to
Sure.
win or something like that. See
No,
what's
no,
up.
no. Well, it's like it's interesting because that like there was all the others are kind of repaints and stuff, but Pterosaur was like a main. He was one of the main characters in the show. So
Yeah, yeah.
like if you need to complete your Predacons, you're gonna need him.
You need them. Yeah, and it's basically just the like a slight retool of the what was the name? I forget her name. Air
When
Razor. The
Air
Air
Razor,
Razor. Yeah, so it's basically the same kind of mold, but they did a really good job with the head sculpt and the new the dino head and stuff like that. Like it looks cool. It looks cool for what it is
Mhm.
for Chuck. And I don't know, I didn't open mine yet, but does it come with the golden disc inside or no?
I think so. Like I still have. Yeah, mine is still fucking in the box.
Yeah, I didn't open it yet. I don't know if you had to get those other three figures in the set in order to get those discs. Like I got those discs with the arc. It
Yeah,
came with the arc,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
It comes with a mini disc. Yeah.
So that's cool if it does. And I mean, like whatever. Like it's just I don't know. Like with this, like I'm waiting to see a blaster. Haven't seen it yet. So again, not stressing it. Oh, we got Wes. What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's
Chilling, chilling. Thanks for popping in. Just like looking out for like a blaster if I see it. And I'm not even like really stressing it because they already announced it for Legacy, right? So if you don't get it in the Kingdom packaging, like it's still
yeah,
gonna put
yeah.
it out.
It's gonna be like just what they did that with Astro Train, right? With
Yeah.
Siege.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of those figures you were able to get like in the next wave. So like I'm not like before, dude. I was just kind of like pre-ordering and like I was like on a mad dash to be like, yo, I got to make sure I get these. And now, like, I'm just like, like if I find them, I find them. Like,
I was actually talking to Ace the other day, and we mentioned that we were actually exactly talking with that because I couldn't find a blaster, and like, back in the day, like when older waves, like that last wave came in, it was hard to find that last wave, and then you would have to hopefully pray and to it turning up at like TJ Maxx or fucking Ross or something, and then all of a sudden, like if it doesn't turn up there, you're like, the price jacks up. I think the last one was the Titans Returns, like Windblade and Twin Twist and that last deluxe wave that just came out and just disappeared so fast, and it was so hard to get.
Yep. And then that's why, so like we always talked about it. We would always just be quick to pre-order because you don't know what's gonna sell out or what's not. Like, like I said, I've had them in my cart forever, so I don't know. Yeah, so it's that Slammer figure and the pipes. So I've had both. They're both available on Amazon. So I was like, okay, like I'll cop them, but I was like, I haven't been in a rush like to check out because I'm like, okay, they're readily available. If you're saying the Tigertron's available, maybe I'll just throw that in the cart.
Yeah, that one's available.
Because I think that was really it from that last wave of Kingdom that I needed, and then the blaster. Basically, I was like, if I find that one, I'll get it. It seems like they were popping up, so I wasn't really stressing it. I know Dust got his. I don't know if he was still going to get rid of it or not, but I was like, I'll take it if he really wants to get rid of it, because it looks nice. It looks a nice looking figure. I really thought they would just kind of be lazy and kind of just do like a retool of the Soundwave or something, but that thing looks like completely new and different, so that's pretty cool.
I'm amazed how much that sound, like with that Netflix Soundwave, is going for. Jesus Christ. Like Dust, I think Dust put a link out, like, so it showed like a post or a link or something to an auction that was like, it's selling for like $189 or something like that. It's like,
wow,
for a mainline.
Yeah,
that's crazy. What's up,
God damn?
Yo,
funny thing is, West, is like this mainline, because it's funny because I was watching some toy reviewers, typical like action figure toy reviewers who would love to collect Transformers, but when if you ever look at classics or Titans Returns and stuff like that, you like, it didn't look like the cartoon, everybody who would collect or look at Optimus. But when this Siege line came out and the Kingdom and the Earthrise, these figures look exactly like the cartoon. So it's these figures were are a lot of people's first toe in the water type of getting into the Transformers, because it looks exactly like the cartoon and stuff like that for a fair decent price. We're not talking masterpiece.
Yeah,
price.
they're not expensive at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
so
I see them all the time at Target.
So some of these mainline figures now, which is not, in the past, it was just mostly due to rarity or exclusives that these chug lines would go up. And back when classics were going on, I remember when people were trying to backtrack and get a couple of them when chugs was popular, the prices were skyrocketing. But now with this line, with a lot of people more engaged in picking it up, it's gone skyrocketing. And that Soundwave is one of the cleanest Soundwaves they ever made, that look like Soundwave from the TV show.
That makes me happy though that he's going that much, because that's my favorite character.
Had the red visor and everything, because usually the releases before had the yellow eyes, and then and he came with Laserbeak and Ravage, right? So that's another cool thing, because you rarely see the bundle ups like that anymore. They're selling these things separately now. I bought Laserbeak and Ravage separate. I had gotten the Siege Soundwave, and then this one, I was thankful I was able to get that Soundwave, but I had no idea he was going for so much. But he was like a Walmart or a Target exclusive, right? Exclusive.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know whether did I pick that up for you, or the Optimist did I pick up for you? I can't remember.
I think you got them. I think you got them both. Yeah, I think.
The Headmaster Soundwave, was that what, Titans Return? The one where he was a headmaster?
Yeah. So, but
that was the last one I got.
Yeah, but that was cool, I guess, for what it was when it came out. But that was before they started doing the unified scale and everything. Obviously, you don't want this fucking Soundwave that's huge like that, and the rest of your figures is out of scale. That's why
I don't mind having a big Soundwave. I like Soundwave. Period. I'll get whatever ones I can find.
it was cool because they did a little the base mode and shit like that, like which was like I guess like gimmick at the time.
That was stupid.
You know,
That was
like,
stupid.
like the way they do with some of these, but like again, like I think a lot of the people that are into the line now, like what they've been doing since Siege with that is just that unified scale, or it, like the scale of the characters makes sense now.
They kind of followed. They kind of followed the studio series line with the movie stuff. They kind of made a unified scale and made sure that no other figure is bigger than the other. And they're actually this time around are making the Dinobots the size of what Dinobots should be.
Yes,
so
yes, exactly. Getting these leader class Dinobots. They just revealed right, like over the weekend or something, the new one, Sludge.
Yeah, Sludge. Yeah.
Looking pretty good and stuff. And I've got those first two. Like the Grimlock is pretty dope. The Slag is dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not too complicated. I mean, for what again, the Chug scale and what they're doing and the price point,
toy,
pretty fucking decent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's and I just love the size of them. Like when you put them against the other characters, like it reminds you of that G1 episode, where they're bigger than the rest of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Dinobots need to tower over evereverybody.
Yeah, Optimus Prime needs to look up at Grimlock, not down.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So but again, like seeing what they were doing with Legacy, like I'm looking at my Amazon like pre-order list, so I still got the Preceptor, which is Studio Series, I think, and I still got the Bulkhead, and then the drag strip, the skids, that Insecticon. And I don't know if I'm going to keep all of those. Like I got the RC, the Transformers Prime. I'm not really happy with the way that looks. The Bulkhead, I'm like 50-50 on, like, as far as like, do I really need that or not? Like, but I feel like if I don't get them, like I'll probably be like, oh damn, I missed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see though. I don't know, because again, I just been like my like love for these have like lessened compared to like the past trilogy that we got. Like this Legacy, I'm still kind of, I'm back and forth on that. Optimus, the G2 one, it's an obvious fucking like retool of the Siege version. So it's like we already got that figured twice.
Yeah.
Don't need
I'm sure they're going to be throwing repaints and everything. They're just going to kind of milk the Legacy wave and just sprinkle in new molds and new, hopefully combiners in there and call it a day.
Yeah. See, now supposedly I saw like a picture floating around that it was like supposedly leaked that it was like the Menasor like skeleton, and it was supposed to be from this Legacy line. But when I saw the picture, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like when I looked at it, it looked like it was like the Magic Square or Menasor or whatever. Like it didn't look like a Hasbro product. Like it was like it looked exactly like the Legend Scale one that just came out. So I was like, I don't know if that thing was legit or not. But didn't like one of these guys like review the figure already, and you could see that it splits, so it looks like it's gonna do like the
like there's when they looked at what was it what I forgot
the
what
drag strip, right? The race car
possibility. So
well, I guess we'll see as the months roll on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that'll be something that kind of gets me excited.
So those Combiner Wars, I tell you,
just gonna get all that again. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, me and Don were just bullshitting about this before you guys hopped on. Dave, Wes, what's up, guys? What's going on? How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Yeah, same here, man. Staying low key.
How you doing, Davey?
Got NXT on in the background for some freaking stupid ass reason.
NXT, you said?
Yeah. NXT 2.0.
I have not watched that like at all consistently, like since.
I'll usually put on all the WWE shows, but they're like usually on in the background because they're fucking shit these days. Exactly. Can't fucking stand them.
Exactly.
It's just pretty much I don't know, out of routine or habit, whatever you want to call it. That I still freaking watch those shows.
Mm-hmm. I've been keeping up more like on just like the YouTube clips because you're just able to take the short burst, see the top 10 videos, it's showing you the best.
Yeah, that's what I do. I watch Simon Miller on What Culture Wrestling.
Yeah.
I watch his ups and downs a lot, freaking for those shows and shit.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. I'll get a good recap.
Yeah, they're funny. They're funny.
I like all those guys. They're freaking cool. They're funny as hell.
You got to listen to the OSW like review guys too. Like they'll go through like all the old catalog stuff, or like the older pay-per-views, and just go through like, and we'll do a watch along and like critique it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny.
that's
Like
cool.
it's a bunch of British dudes too, and like it's
What is it called?
OSW review, I think. You can find them they do like a podcast. It's weird. Sometimes they'll also just put out like a 2 hour or 3 hour track of like music, like a radio, like a video game music and different stuff. But they do the old school wrestling reviews too, and they're just pretty funny. Like, you know, the way they go over stuff, because you know how some of that old school stuff was.
Some of that old school stuff was ridiculous.
Love it, but then like you're just able to pick some of that stuff apart also. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I'll have to check that out later then.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. So this freaking pterosaur, like, I guess if some of these other pre-orders come in early, I'll have something to look forward to, because this thing came like a month early, because it's saying the next pre-orders isn't due to drop till April. So that's like a couple of months, man. I got a while to wait.
Chinese New Year.
Oh yeah, well we got that going on too, right? Like, so it's usually slow around February.
Hey, my wallet doesn't mind. Keep those pre-orders, you know, just let them float for a little bit.
Yeah. Have you guys still? I mean, has anything been dropping from like the Mythics or anything like that? Because it's like, what the fuck is coming out? Like, what have you guys been getting?
They did a in-stock sale of the what is it?
Reinforcement wave.
They called it a reinforcement wave, which is basically some of the builders. Like, was it the builders? What, Dave? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
pretty much when he says builders, Jose, it's just like a generic, generic builder, not too much paint, but there's you still get everything else the other figure does.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a less price point, $25 rather than like the typical $35-$40 of the standard figures. So
okay, yeah, I think I remember.
They're built they're made for like troop building and more customizing, because some of the less, like Dave said, it's lesser paint, so you can do more, just use it as a standard base to basically.
What's interesting though is like the dwarf figure that they added to that wave, maybe about 6 months ago, was still selling for over $100. Because it was, it's from one of the original waves, the bronze dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
and now people are picking them up for $25 a pop.
And Dave, I just got those in, and like I was looking at that because I never picked up that bronze dwarf, two of them, and it has a nice paint job on it. It's not like just a simple black. It has like
it almost has like a shine, like a glimmer to it, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Nice.
The stuff that they put out the in stock sale, like, was it stuff that they had previously released, or was it like newer figures?
What the one that the reinforcement wave is? It's stuff that they previously released, but have not been available for a while. So you had at least two or three figures on there that individually was selling for over $100 a piece.
Okay. Yeah.
Like between the orc, the barbarian builder, and the dwarf, those were like hard to find figures. So dropping them at 25, people were just scooping them up like crazy. I think they sold out of a few of them within the first like few days. Am I right, Dom? Day or two?
I think.
And
the first day
they had hundreds of, if not thousands.
Yeah, they had a lot of them. It didn't sell in a couple hours. It sold, I think, the Barbarian, the Black Knight, and I forgot the other one that sold out within like a day. And people.
The Goblin lasted almost like a week.
Yeah.
The Goblin.
Yep. The Goblin was last.
Yep.
Yeah.
They finally sold out of it.
Yeah, they sold out of it a few days ago.
Somebody got smart. Somebody probably invested a few grand into it.
Probably. Yeah. If I wasn't freaking saving money for that freaking Blitzwave Voltron, I would have freaking dipped my hand in some of those.
Oh, dope. Too. Yeah, same here, man. We were just talking about that yesterday, right, Tom?
Yep.
Yeah, but that thing's freaking like $700. So
Blitzwave Voltron. Which one is that? I think
that's the really, really good one that's getting ready to come out. I think it's supposed to be coming out this month.
Let me look it up.
So it looks a lot like the Solar Chogokin, but this time yeah, exactly. They hid the limbs on the cats, and it's much cleaner looking. It's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking sweet looking.
Yeah. Okay, let me share this so let me see. You guys could see it.
It's but the price point, like what was the Soldier Tokens like? What, 350 or was it 400?
Three.
This is
I
it.
believe.
Oh yes, it's $6.99 BBTS.
Yeah.
$70 non-refundable. Ah, yeah, but I see what you mean. The recessed legs, it's covered.
Yeah. That thing's clean.
What I love about it, when I saw some of the reviews, the stand and how you can plug in the lions, and it gives you that effect, like the lion, like you can angle the stand where the lions are pointing up into the sky,
where they're like flying.
Yeah, it gives you that effect of the flying, because even the stand itself has the same color of the lion that gives you that streak that the cartoon would give. They're shooting up into the sky.
That does look quality. It does look quality. And I'm assuming that's all die cast and shit, right? Is it die cast?
I would imagine it better be for that much.
most of the reviews right now are overseas and stuff. I don't know whether there's an English review out yet. I know Eric has been diving into it, trying to find a review that can really give you a little bit more, feeling on the quality of it, whether it's stable enough or like floppy and stuff like that.
Well, speaking of, he just hopped in. What's up, E?
Yo, what's up, people? What do you mean? Speaking of, we guys talking shit about me.
He just
pretty
much.
You.
He literally just mentioned you. Yeah, just mentioned you. About this Voltron.
Such a dick.
Well, we know that. We know that.
That's the pose right there. That's the pose right there.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting displayed like that for a while.
Hey, and you know what's funny? I think I'm backing out on this.
I know you were saying something like that. I was like,
why is that?
I mean,
so all right. I understand that nothing's perfect, right? I've never bought perfect toys. So
fuck, for $700,
it needs to be perfect, and I don't think, and I just don't think that for $700, when I get it, I'm gonna feel like I have a $700 perfect toy. You know what I mean?
That's how much.
And then I think it's gonna bother me then. $700 plus tax because I live in New York.
Yes.
It's just $2 a day for the next 2 years.
Just $2 a day for next 2 years.
That's your coffee, bro. That's your morning coffee every day.
Think about it like that, bro.
I think I could just probably just go SOC for half the price.
Yeah, I wanted to get the SOC, but they're not putting out new ones, so you got to get them all like secondhand and shit. And
it's on. It's on BBTS right now.
Yeah, the SOC is nice. It's not superposable though. Like that's the thing. Like if you want it to stand there, it's gonna look pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying? The quality is there, but if you want to do a little bit more, posable, on the shelf, you're not gonna be able to do it.
When I started looking for Voltron, everybody was saying the SOC was the way to go. So I started looking for that and could not find one unless it was like on eBay or something, someone is selling secondhand. And then this thing came out and I was like, cool, I'll get this because it's about the same price of what I would have had to pay for freaking secondhand SOC Voltron.
But look at this. They got the fucking cockpit seats. Like, that'll almost sell me right there if they got shit like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
They got the cockpit seats. They got all the characters. The eyes light up. It's all great. It looks fucking
I didn't
great.
know about the eyes. I didn't know about the eyes.
It's fucking great. All the eyes light up.
Look at the accessories. You get a decent amount of accessories there. So I don't know if it's again I don't know if it's worth $700. The AEW replica title I think is the same price, and I know if I spent the money on that, I'd be happy with that purchase. I'm not sure if I'd be happy.
What's that? That's a belt, Jose? Just the belt?
The title belt, but it looks fucking amazing.
For that amount, you gotta wear that shit out, bro.
You mean this belt?
Yeah, show it off, Chris.
Yo,
Dave,
Chris.
look at this. Look at this title. Look at this title, bro. Look at that.
Oh wow.
If
I ever
for some reason end up at your house, we're wrestling for that.
You shall lose.
Hardcore
Yeah.
deathmatch.
My money's
Hardcore
on-
deathmatch.
Then you definitely shall lose.
So it's
We'll
the
see,
same
we'll
price.
see.
So it's the same price as this figure, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, because again, this could be, you could get a loose knee joint or something, or just a bad QC, and then I don't know.
I'm waiting for more reviews. There's a couple out, but none of them are in English, so you can't understand what they're saying.
Okay.
So you can't really, and there's one guy who did the review. Every time he did a ankle, he took the hips out to show that it could do, the leg goes all the way out, but he never let it go. So you can't tell if it actually holds the weight.
See, so that pose right there, right? How you're able to kind of.
He was holding the leg the entire time. He was doing all the, when they show the articulation review, and I hear leg moves this way, knee bends this way. He never let it go, so you can't tell. So I want better reviews.
Yeah. All right, so I'll look at those though, because at least even if you don't understand what they're saying, at least it gives you a look at the figure, right? So you could kind of
it looks beautiful.
yeah.
And in the end,
$700 though.
it's just gonna say it's literally will probably just stand there on the shelf because I don't really mess with my figures that often once I put them up. So
but you need them to do a full split right before you buy it.
So how big? How big is this? Though? Is it like
he's bigger than the SOC by 5 inches, 4 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's significantly bigger.
All right. So that's
I think that if you Google it, Jose.
Hey, I paid about this much for the freaking what was it, the Toy World Devi, so I have no problem with it. I'll take my chances.
See, I'm also a bigger Transformers fan than I ever was a Voltron fan. So it's like, do I need to spend $700 on Voltron? Will I be happy with the SOC?
Well,
but it's only one figure I have to get for the line. Then I'm done.
Yeah.
Does the company reissue stuff?
I'm all over the place with this right now.
Which way? I don't know. I don't know what.
So aren't they the ones that did the Ghostbusters? The
yes, and they did an Ecto 1, I believe.
And they never reissued that shit, and that stuff went crazy in price, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the aftermarket. I never looked into them.
See, but it all comes out because, remember how everybody was going crazy for the SOC Voltron and paying all these crazy prices, and look, on a long enough timeline, you wait. Look, you get something like this now that comes out, or there was other versions of that figure from other companies that came out that looked also damn good, in my opinion.
There's a lot of different Voltrons out there.
There's a lot. There's a lot of them, It's true. You almost have your pick of the litter, and I don't even think any of them is really that bad. Like if you make a choice, there was one that looked a little bit more stylized. I think it was still in that 300 range. I thought that shit looked awesome. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of it?
So the Titan Power one, I think. That's the one you're talking about. It's cool because it looks a little, like you said, it's a little stylized, so it's different. It's cool to pose, but the bots don't come apart, so that's a flaw. You can't play with the individual lions, so it's just one solid, Voltron.
One solid figure. Okay.
And aesthetically, it's not really cartoon accurate, really. You know what I mean? Because it is different. If you like different, that's cool. But if you want something that's gonna jump off the screen, the Blitzway, I think, looks the most like it.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this one, but this looks cool, and I remember seeing it, but that's not the one I had in mind. There was another one from I forget.
Are you talking about the Beatbox? The Beastbox?
Maybe you're talking about the Toynami one.
The Toynami, that's the one.
And that one had a lot of problems with the hips. A lot of people had hip problems with that one, so that's why I passed on that years ago.
Yeah.
I had it. I had the 30th anniversary one, and that one it wasn't really stable, a really stable figure. It looked cool, but if you put it next to the Solar Chogokin, the Solar Chogokin looks a lot better than that one.
Yeah. The Solar Chogokin just looked like really more animation accurate, you know what I'm saying, with the way the face looked and stuff. But then it's I started looking at it, and then it's I don't know if it's I felt like it looked a little short or a little stout or whatever, compared to some of these. This Blitzway one, that looks dope, man. But shit, if you're gonna spend $800, I feel like that's not even these freaking huge ass combiners cost that much, and it's not even going to be that big. So it's got to have something to it that it's going to justify that price.
That's a whole set of tires for your car.
Yeah, it's like when you start getting into pricing like that, I feel like that's like statue territory, it's got to be next level shit if you're gonna be dropping that kind of dough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a $200 figure. That's fucking.
So Wes brought up a good point, and it's something we really don't think about: market value, right? So the Chigokin one you said was going for the same price as this one, right? So
yeah, when I was looking, yeah.
So if I'm Blitzway, we're like, all right, how are we going to price this? Well, what's the closest thing in competition to this one? And it's the Chigokin version, right? So how much is it going? Well, market value on it right now is X amount. There's this many sold listings on eBay. Well, then fuck it, we're going to sell ours for that much, since people are paying that much already for a Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, theirs doesn't have this. Ours has the lights. Ours is bigger.
You got the pilots you can put in it.
Ours articulates better, supposedly. So
it's got all these little peoples with it.
Yeah.
But then but there's a reissue for the SoC now, so it's back down to 350.
Oh, okay.
It's on BBTS right now, available for order for 350.
Oh, so that's still a little $50 bump up though. Inflation, man. I guess
And
that's
I think this was is this the third release of it, right?
I don't know, second, third, something.
Third,
like
I think. Yeah.
And it's not, and they're not known for re-releases, supposedly, from what I've been told.
That was like, whoa, you better buy it now. They don't do re-releases.
Yeah, the SoC is up, and so is the Ultimate EX Voltron. That's up too. That's $400.
I think that was another one that I was looking at too. That I was tempted.
Yeah, that one's not bad either. Not bad at all.
Ultimate Voltron EX, yeah, because I did like the stylized look to it. It looked like beefy and stuff, like like so intimidating.
Yeah. He's a chunky boy.
Yeah, so
SoC Ruger's up too. The vehicle Voltron.
I was about to say, I was like, did that one do well in comparison? Like, I know it's probably not as popular. No, right?
I think that is
everybody hates vehicle Voltron.
I always liked vehicle Voltron.
I liked it as a kid.
I hated it. I hated it so much.
I never had one as a kid, and like, man, I guess it kind of seemed like unobtainable. I didn't know where you'd get that, so I just remember trying to make it out of Legos, like many a rainy day inside in the floor with the Legos trying to build. Like, all right, so it's got little, and of course you don't have a picture of it, just trying from your memory. I know it's got feet that are cars that look like roller skates. I probably never got past the feet, to be honest, but I remember trying to figure out how to make it. And then years later, like I think probably in the early 2000s, like at Walmart, the Easter baskets would have knockoff Transformer combiners in them, and then some of them would have that car robots.
Yeah,
they were awful. Like they exploded if you tried to use the joint.
Yeah. Well, the ones we had as kids, like I think my mom, like I know Dustin said it before. Like the one we had, it was like I think he got it recently. He was able to get it from eBay or something. But it was the bootleg version of the Voltron, the Go line. But it was legit.
It was Lion Force.
Yeah, that was legit. That was legit.
It was legit. Like it had the die cast. It had all the it actually had more weapons. I think that came in the American version.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if that was the one my parents got me, but I think from the Lion Voltron, it definitely wasn't. But I remember having the vehicle Voltron back in the day too, and it was probably from the same company. And it was just those 15 cars, and I just loved putting them all together. Like, it was pretty cool. Even though I know, like, as far as fan wise, people didn't like that as much as the Lion.
I had it as a kid. I had no idea where it came from. I knew nothing about it. I just know one year it was there under the tree, and I was like, "Oh, another Voltron." Okay.
Yeah, they did the cartoon where they fought and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never watched that. Never saw it.
I was super pissed when they freaking went away from the Lions.
Nah.
I remember
that pissed me off.
Lion Force, they sell, and I don't know why I remember this, but Spencer's in the mall was selling the Lion Force branded one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I guess you got the official one, like at the toy store or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember that very distinctly because a kid that I was friends with had, and I said, "Oh, it's Voltron." He's like, "No, this is Lion Force." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
He was happy.
Same thing.
He's
Listen,
like,
that was
"No,
just,
I'm bragging about this." No, it was literally. I guarantee you what it was is the licensing was just all sorts of fucked up behind the scenes on that,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
probably both technically an official release.
Mhm.
I had parts of my Voltron taken away from me by my parents when I was a kid because I kept freaking shooting the little lion heads at stuff I wasn't supposed to. I broke a couple of lamps. I freaking broke a TV. I was an asshole as a little kid.
I remember liking that a lot, but again, like the toy was fun, but like as far as like the show, I mean, we all watched it, but I don't have like memories of that like the way like I do with like Transformers and stuff like that.
Right, well,
Yes.
yeah, the episodes are not memorable. It's just because
Mhm.
half the episodes.
Yeah, they were like one-offs and stuff.
It's
no tying the story together.
it's the
I don't know.
It's-
You guys could speak for yourselves. I remember a ton of episodes from Voltron, man.
Yeah,
I remember only like the first 5 episodes, the when they all come together and shit, but everything throughout like the rest of it,
Yeah.
like I don't remember
Yeah.
anything. at all.
Same. I know I watched it. I can't remember much about it.
Like
So-
I can't sit here and tell you specific episodes, but if like you start putting shit on, like, oh yeah, I remember this now.
like the first.
That's how
the
it is
first,
for me.
Like, 5-parter was memorable because that's when they go to the castle, they find
Find the keys.
and
Yep.
then, like,
yep.
they.
I have those episodes on VHS.
But like
I sold those in the
after
VHS
that,
one time.
It's just like it's just a villain.
It's a big blur of monsters and
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember they had the Robies, the big ass Robies is all I
It
It
cared
was
about.
kind of like Power
Each
Rangers,
episode.
but a
Exactly.
cartoon.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
yeah. Like when Power Rangers came out, that's what we said. We were like, "Oh, this is like a live Voltron." You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't realize like when we were watching it, like I was 5, 6, 7 years old, that it was a Japanese cartoon that was just being imported. Like I didn't realize it. Kind of like
Right.
as a kid, and maybe once I was like 9 or 10, I was like, "There's just something different about this." Like if you watch Battle of the Planets or G-Force, same thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then Gundam when we started like importing that like in the 90s. I mean, once you got Cartoon Network, then you became like hip to all that stuff. But
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Thanks, Toonami, for that.
So we used to be like, oh, Power Rangers is like Voltron, but then when we actually watched it and like saw like the corniness of it, like with the kids and shit, I liked it because of just the fight scenes, which was ironically the Japanese film stuff. Like you know what I'm saying, when they're in costumes and the dudes are in the suits, fighting the rubber like monsters. That was all like Japanese footage from that first season. So all the stuff at the Juice Center and all that, I didn't really like, but I liked the fights and all that. I remember that shit. Like parents were trying to get that shit canceled back in the day too, because they thought like it was too violent or whatever. Right?
No, I don't remember that. Holy shit.
You don't
That's
remember
crazy.
that? They were like,
No.
yeah, like kids were fucking drop kicking each other and doing all this
No
karate
shit.
shit on each
Yo,
other.
everything in
Yeah,
the
I mean, we
80s
were
was
doing that, but
karate, bro.
parents didn't give a
Everything was
shit.
karate.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be Bruce Lee. Everybody wanted to be
Or
Bruce Lee at
American
one point.
Ninja.
Yeah.
It was the Power Rangers blew up and became so popular that I think like some people like they should just try to use it as a scapegoat because the kids were copying the moves or whatever and hurting each other and they were like, oh, this is too violent, got to be taken off the air. I think that had affected like the Ninja Turtles cartoon, right? Like remember the original one we used to watch, like in those.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was all goofy and shit.
Yeah, in those last seasons, like I think they
Yeah.
changed up some of the weapons. Like I don't think Mikey had the nunchucks anymore. I don't think Leo used the swords. Like I think he
remember.
had them, but they were always like sheathed. He never used them, even in the movie.
I think around that time the laws were changing, and they could start getting away with a little more violence on screen, so to speak.
like, and
If
even
you
though-
remember, like He-Man, he never hit anybody.
No, all he did was run around in the forest with the same
Yeah.
12 scale feet in front of him.
Pick
always
someone
felt
up,
weird.
throw a rock. That's about it.
That's another one. Like I don't really remember much of the episodes of the original cartoon. I've tried to go back and watch, and I just
It's
can't.
goofy.
can't
It's
do it.
goofy,
Can't
man. It
fucking
really
do it.
is.
But I can still watch them though.
Does anybody remember the Mighty Orbots?
That's
No.
sounds familiar. Like, but I don't remember what they look like, but I remember the name.
There were like these there were these robots and shit. Freaking, they were like autonomous. They had like their own intelligence and shit, and they combined together and shit, formed a big mech, like Megazord type thing, Voltron type thing. It was pretty cool.
Yes. I'm looking at it now.
Like one dude freaking could eat like anything and everything. One dude was strong, or like 2 chick robots. And
what's that? Pull that shit up. I want to see what he's talking about.
It looks like
you don't remember Mighty Orbots?
It's like another Japanese animation.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And like the big bad guy was like this big like space cloud type thing.
See, but look at the robot. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, he looks cool. Like the main body guy was freaking like this big dumb,
Cybertron
like,
somewhere
type thing.
That's the toy. I guess
he's from one of the moons. He's from one of the moons on Cybertron.
That toy looks like super simple though.
Yeah,
that's the logo. I remember the name, but again, I don't remember anything about this.
They had a pretty cool theme song too. The freaking opening music and shit was pretty
good. A lot of those 80s cartoons had like catchy themes. That was probably like the best things about some of those shows is the fucking opening, you know?
Yeah.
The Mighty Orbots.
I always wanted one of these third-party companies to make one of them.
Yeah.
If somebody ever makes one, I will be all over that like fly on shit.
I'm surprised, man, because usually you could find some company out there that'll latch on and get the license for the most obscure shit and put something out, you know?
We'll
like,
find out what
right?
Find out what the actual show's called, because that's not what it was called in Japan. And there might actually be some stuff out there for it.
Yeah.
If it was, I don't know if it was popular, in Japan.
Gus says they got sued. Only one season, no licensed toys.
Oh, right. Well,
I guess that explains why freaking never really caught on.
You might have been the only kid.
I might have been the only kid that watched it. Whatever, I'm cool with that.
It was on one random TV station in Pennsylvania or wherever. What is he?
In the middle of bumfucked Egypt in Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Well, after Netflix dropped the second half of that He-Man like Revelations, like how was that? Like in general, like because I know people were complaining that the first half like there's no He-Man. So did they make up for that with the second half or no?
Hey, it was
fine. It was
fine. It was. I have some nitpicks about the show, but it was fine, man. People need to get over it.
Yeah, people are being pussies about it. They definitely got saying in their vaginas over it.
Yeah. No, I mean that's what I heard.
Savage He-Man was pretty neat though. The toy freaking sucks for Savage He-Man.
Savage. Which one is that? The one that looks like super cartoony?
No,
the one that's supposed to be all big and beefy and stuff. Freaking, it's what happens when he calls down the power of Grayskull without the sword.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much. It's pretty much like unfeathered power and
he's like the Hulk.
Yeah, it's like a rampaging Hulk.
Yep. That's
basically
to explain it.
He's just raw dogging Grayskull. That's what it is.
Yeah.
What happened to raw dog Grayskull?
I got to go back and watch. Like I didn't go back like to watch the second half like after it dropped, so I'm behind on that.
I liked it a lot. Even the other cartoon they did, the one for like the little kids and shit, that was pretty neat. I
enjoyed the CGI one a little bit better.
Yeah.
You liked it better?
Because I think what the Revelation show, one of the biggest problems was the way it was being billed to everybody before it came out. How it's a continuation, and it kind of really wasn't. It was more like it was inspired. It's like heavily inspired by Filmation, but we're going to take things from other things. And if they would have promoted it that way in the beginning, I mean, they were going to get slack anyway, because you know how it is nowadays. You can't do nothing right.
Yeah, nobody's ever happy with anything.
But it wouldn't have been as bad. You wouldn't have heard all these Kevin Smith lied to us. It's not a continue. It would have at least gotten rid of that argument.
Okay.
I hope they give another season. I mean, they left it on a cliffhanger.
For sure.
I mean, it was good enough that I hope they give me more.
Okay.
I don't know with the way the cliffhanger ended and stuff. Maybe they'll switch it over to freaking She-Ra.
No, and maybe. people hated the 2000X when it first came out, and now everybody loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, sometimes people just you don't appreciate what you got, like when you're in the moment, and then maybe like afterwards, I mean, you see it with this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man shit. Like people were shitting on those movies, and now after this one, they're like, we needed an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Like what I'm saying, where are all you motherfuckers 10 years ago? Like
I liked him. I didn't like his movies though.
I agree. I'm the same.
I thought he was actually really good as Spider-Man. I didn't like his movies per se. I thought Toby had better movies, but Andrew was a better Spider-Man.
I don't remember any Andrew's Spider-Mans.
They really didn't do a good job, but they made up for it.
He was a good Spider-Man, but his Peter Parker, he was just too cool.
He was too cool. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that too. Even though they still said
when he danced.
Oh, that's true.
Even though like they did try to kind of portray him as like geeky or whatever, like he seemed too cool. Like I was like, this is what's kind of like cool now. Like what I'm saying, like he shouldn't be getting picked on or whatever.
Too cool for school, man.
But yeah, like I thought him like as Spider-Man with the wisecracking and everything, like I thought that was pretty cool. Like the costume in the second movie was way better. I didn't like the first one. I think that was another thing that bothered me about the first Amazing Spider-Man is they try to switch up the suits like slightly, and I didn't like the design of it. Yeah, like the yellow eyes, they were small, like had like the red stripes on the sides of his legs or whatever, and it's just like not really feeling the look. But his costume in the second one, perfect. Probably the best one they've done. So no, but I agree. But people are like, oh, like they wanted a new one of that, and like we were just saying, like the 2000X show. If people, I wasn't really online to see what the buzz was back then, but so my view of that is like, oh, people like love this. I didn't know that it wasn't really liked at the time that it came out.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Thundercats they did too around that. Didn't they do wasn't the Thundercats around that same time?
I heard that was pretty decent.
That was actually really
that
good.
Was
only made it one season.
It didn't last. Yeah, it didn't last.
Like 20 episodes or something.
Four toy sales.
Yeah, the toys just killed that show.
That's what it is, I guess. If the toys don't sell, you're done. Like Green Lantern. I don't know if anybody saw the Green Lantern animated series they did. Like
that was good too. Yeah,
I want to say less than 10 years ago. I was like, yo, this was good too. Only lasted a season. Like, would have liked to see more of that,
But what I remember from that Thundercats show too is like you never knew when the fuck it was coming back on. Like it was on like specific nights, and then they changed it, and then they changed the time, so you didn't know when to watch it.
That's because it was getting bad viewership and stuff. Freaking, they've had it on late at night on that Toonami, like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning and stuff, and freaking it just got bad viewership, so they just kept pushing it back farther and farther till it was on at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Well, that'll definitely fuck up a show, like if it doesn't have any sort of consistent scheduling,
Yeah, they had taken a break for like it wasn't on. I remember for like a good time, like a few weeks, and then they brought it back. I remember that.
Yeah,
it got like I just enjoyed the storyline in itself and where they were taking the characters.
They definitely fleshed out the characters more.
Yeah, the relationship between Tiger and Lina was like really more in depth. Like there was like a little triangle battle between them
and Chitara.
You didn't know, and then like they did a great job in putting like an episode together where they told the backstory about her and Tigra and like it just was so good how they kind of fleshed everything out and how they put the placements in the episodes.
But even how like Tigra, where he came from and his lineage, with like he was a prince himself, right?
Yeah, they were the fleet,
the Lost Tiger tribe. Yeah, the Lost Tiger tribe.
Yeah, they were the Starfighters. And
they had that one episode freaking where they go into the mountains and they freaking find like his tribe and shit, and they all turn out to be like ghosts or something like that.
Ghosts and shit. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Freaking Panther looked badass as hell in that.
Yeah.
Man, Panther was badass fucking looking in that.
And that whole stint with him being a gladiator and fighting with the dog man or whatever he was.
Yeah, with Groon.
Yeah, there
Him
you
and
go.
Groon back in the day and stuff. Yeah.
The way I liked it too is because they were species. There was a planet with all the different species, and like the slides of the spores, like their own
the
little
dogs
species.
too.
The dogs were their own little species. Like
Yeah.
They took some from the comics. If you ever read the Thundercat comic books, like from like the 2000s, they're really good books, man.
Yeah.
Like they go in much more detail, like what like what happened and what goes on after. It's fucking dope.
It tied it in. It was like affiliated with the animated series. Like it was the same like universe. Like you were getting
well, certain things in the animated came after the comic that I noticed.
Okay.
So some similarities, but no, I don't think it had anything attached to it.
Oh, okay. Because I know, like sometimes, like DC would do that, like with the Batman, the animated series, or Superman, whatever. Like they do like a tie-in comic, and it sort of tells stories in between. Like I thought that's what you might have been talking about with the Thundercats and stuff. Like Jay in the chat saying like it's all Cartoon Network that the shows were on back in the day, right? And they were tanking. I remember when they canceled Young Justice, everybody was upset.
Oh, like, Young Justice was bullshit.
That was so good, and it sucked that
they brought it back. They brought it back,
but at least Young Justice is back. Like,
yeah. And it's as good. It is as good, maybe even better than what it was.
They were able to bring back all the same voice actors. They didn't change the animation style. Yeah. They just kept rolling with the story that they were trying to tell.
That shit is so good, so good.
Do you think these like shows like this, like the Thundercats, and they did it? They did it with He-Man, but I don't know. Like, you think they would stand a better chance now, like because of these streaming services, rather than a network like television show?
If it was
geared, it depends on how you did it.
If it was geared towards adults, yeah. Like if it was geared towards kids, no.
Like no, if it was geared towards kids, we'd get another one of those freaking bullshit Thundercats Go or whatever. Remember that freaking? Exactly. Remember when that cartoon they took after it? Yeah.
Well, just look at that new show that the one that Eric just put me onto, the Vox Machina, The Legend of Vox Machina. Whatever.
Netflix or something?
Amazon Prime.
That should hook me within the first 15 minutes.
Let me look it up. Vox Machina.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon Prime. It's not for kids. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
What's it about? What's it about?
So if you liked the Thundercats, it has a similar vibe, like with the animation style to that.
Which one? The newer one or the original?
The newer one, the one that we were just talking about.
All right.
And but it's like Eric says, it's like take the Lord of the Ring characters and douche them up a little bit, and that's you get these you have basically you have Elf, you have Puck, you have think about just any race, like in Mythos, for example, like with the Mythics in this show. And they're just like a crew that just goes out to basically get by, and they get chosen to on a mission, and all of a sudden they become legitimized. You know what I mean?
And what is it called? Vox Machina?
The Legend of Vox Machina. So look, I'll screen share it. You can see what it looks like. I just added it to my list, so I'll go back and watch this. I see what you mean, like about the animation style, and only 6 episodes.
Oh yeah, I see now. Yeah,
there's only 6 episodes so far, so easy to catch up, I guess, if you want to just blow through it.
Yeah, so every Friday they do 3 episodes.
3
episodes every Friday. So you're getting 12 episodes for this season, and then they're greenlit for season 2 for I think another 12. So it's already season 2 is already in the works.
Nice. Is it any of these like the He-Man 2000 and the Thundercats? Is that available anywhere to stream that you could kind of?
I watched the He-Man on YouTube. It's all
He-Man's on YouTube.
He-Man's on YouTube.
And I know Thundercats is on Hulu, I believe.
Okay. I fucking hate it on Hulu because I don't pay for the premium, so it's got commercials. I fucking hate it. I never use it.
Are we spoiled? Aren't we spoiled?
Yes, we are. We are. When everything is on demand and then there's no ads and shit like that, yeah, you do get spoiled. You do get spoiled.
I think if they would have bring back to 2000X He-Man show instead of this new one, they would have been better off.
Yeah,
like
probably.
continue the storyline,
Yeah.
storyline off that.
Yeah.
But they didn't even finish the second season. It only had like 13 episodes. Like they literally cut it and they just stopped.
See,
Yeah, I forget where they cut off at.
See, so sometimes I think that might play into like some of the hate that you see, right? Because people are so like invested in like that they love so much, right? That they're not getting that, they're getting something else. So it's like, I'm just gonna shit on this, right? Like
you don't get what you expect, and instead of giving it a chance, you just hate it. Like I said, there were certain things that I expected different from that He-Man show. I have certain nitpicks, but when you sit back and you watch all 10 episodes, it wasn't bad at all. I actually rewatched it last week, and I want another season. So
yeah, I was just about to say, Ricky just said something about that. Yeah,
fuck Ricky.
Eric, you talking about giving chances, but you won't give Peacemaker 20 seconds of your day.
Peacemaker, dude. No, you gotta watch Peacemaker, dude.
Not for me.
Peacemaker is fucking.
Yo, it is
It's funny, bro. You should watch it.
It is hilarious.
Not for me.
What?
So did you watch the Suicide Squad? Did you watch that one?
I didn't like the Suicide Squad movies either.
Oh man,
I didn't think they were that good.
You saw also, but you didn't see them. You didn't watch them.
I watched both of them. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay. The second one was definitely like, I don't know, like I mean, I'm not gonna say there are any great pieces of cinema, but I did enjoy both of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this one, I think I watched for a second time because I wanted to kind of be up on the Peacemaker character before like diving into the show, even though the recap that they gave you at the beginning of the show was definitely enough. But I dug it. Like, I don't know, just fucking like I wish I could get another Superman movie instead of fucking another Suicide Squad movie. But I thought it was like enjoyable. There's just that tongue-in-cheek fucking humor and violence, like Deadpool or whatever. Like basically the same shit. I don't know. I thought it was fine. But this Peacemaker show is fucking funny. I'm not all done with it either. Like I think I'm a couple episodes behind.
Yeah, me too. I just started it, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, we've been watching every week. Kelly likes it too.
What was the last episode you seen, Jose?
The third one, I think.
What happens in that one? I kind of forget. They're all blurred together.
Exactly, because I watched them all fucking at the same time.
I watched more than one each week.
Wasn't it the fucking like vigilante fucking? They were trying to do some shit. Was that it? I think that was the third one.
I know one of my favorite parts is when he's trying to escape from the freaking hotel or whatever it is, freaking after he bangs that chick and shit he meets in the bar, and she turns out to be one of those butterflies.
I think that was the first episode.
Yeah. Was it? Was that the first one?
Yeah. That was
one of my first scenes when he's freaking jumping and falling all over the place and hurting himself, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, that was hilarious. It's cool, but then just the way like it ended, like when he threw the helmet on and just like it was just funny.
Pieces just went everywhere.
And I could see like how maybe people might not like it, like Eric's not digging it or whatever, but you know what? Like to me, I think it's amazing when they could fucking take a character like that and a character like Vigilante and it was basically these are fucking D-list characters. You know what I'm saying? And they're making something of them and doing something with the property and making them like a household name now. Like, you know, it's crazy. You know, now you got like another franchise.
And they're doing it with somebody as clean cut as what John Cena was.
I hate John Cena. That's another thing. That's
what makes it even funnier. They're doing it with John Cena.
I know. I'm about to get kicked out of the realm for saying that. I know. But
everybody's image of John Cena was always like this cookie cutter, clean, you know, for the company type of guy and shit. And now he's in Peacemaker, freaking doing all this wild shit, saying all this crazy stuff and whatnot. It's just that's what makes it so much better for me. Is knowing that it's freaking like
I can't
they're
get
doing
the
this with
theme
John
song out of my
Cena.
head. Throw your dog the invisible bone. That doesn't make sense.
I got as far as him getting out the hospital and getting into the cab, and I was like, "Yeah, that's it for me."
Yeah, when I saw
Nah,
the
dude,
opening,
you gotta watch it. You gotta get through the first, watch the first episode, and then be like, all right, like then I'm not gonna watch this anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
when I saw the opening
Gotta find
credits,
that
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
yeah. Once I saw those opening credits, I was like, "Oh, this ain't gonna be for me. This is definitely not for me."
I seen those. I freaking looked at the joint I was smoking. I was like, "What the fuck did I put in this?" I was like, "I better put this fucking thing out." I think I'm higher than I already am.
I think it's funny that he's been like promoting the show and going to the premieres and doing like late night
In the
TV, like in
costume.
full costume. Like, way to be like so gung ho and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's not the best. Like, you know, like I feel like I haven't seen this latest Fast and the Furious movie, so I'm not sure how he was in that. A lot of the stuff a lot of the stuff I've seen him in, I'm just like, like in Bumblebee, I thought he was overplaying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he needs to be maybe a little bit more subtle. You know what I'm saying? But then I forgot some fucking movie I saw. It was like a comedy with like Amy Schumer or something. He was like hilarious.
Oh, he was great in that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that one. It was it was Amy Schumer. It was a movie about her just being a woman dating different men, and John Cena was one of the ones. And dude, I'll tell you, the most impressive thing I've ever seen John Cena do. If you watch those episodes, they'll always have like at the end of it, they'll have like I don't know, deleted scene or whatever, but it's always him doing one of these things where he's just rattling off these names and they get more and more ridiculous. And the dude never breaks, man. It's amazing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It freaking well when he's talking about all those people that they could have freaking framed for murder instead of him and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, they're like extended scenes and shit or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, it's like longer cuts, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that specific one was funny as hell.
What's up, Walt? What's going on, dude?
Oh, much, gentlemen. It's Tuesday night. How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling, just bullshitting here. Hang out. Throw a link out there. Just a reminder, anybody watching or listening, the link is in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. If you want to join us, click the link, hop in. We're live on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, but, you know, we'll go on broadcasting and stuff. We're just here bullshitting with each other. Nothing crazy.
You want an edible, bro?
Hell yeah!
You look like you had a few of them already.
Someone pissed me off at work, so I had to smoke something every day, and that's what you like. But
There you go.
yeah,
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm getting ready to watch. I don't know if y'all seen these two shows, Power and BMF.
Yes, I watched both.
Power,
Yeah. I got to catch up on like these latest Power episodes and stuff like that. But my girl like watches it. She's hooked on that.
And Tommy just started his new show. I just watched that today.
Oh, he's got a spinoff too.
Yeah, he's got his own spinoff.
Book
Yeah,
4. He's Tommy's
All right.
book 4.
yeah.
The prequel with Kanan is book 3. Book 2 is Ghost Son. I have to finish that off, and then I'll go.
Man, you guys really know the lore of this show.
I don't take like that dude seriously. Ghost Son. Like he's
He's horrible. It's horrible.
Dude,
I'm
like he looks like a fucking kid to be running a fucking crime empire. Like there's no
and he
way.
can't act. The kid can't act, so it doesn't. Nothing's believable with him. He's a bad actor, so nothing's believable that comes out of his mouth when he's trying to talk.
Mary J. Blige is in that season now with him, and
She's good though.
she's all right.
She's good though. She's good though. I'll take that.
Every time she gets on, I'm waiting for her to start singing, but like I can't get used to her being.
Yeah, you can't say nothing bad about Miss Mary. That's against the law.
Mary J.
She's performing this
Fuck
weekend at
yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Bro, that
Is
Super
she
Bowl,
nice?
that Super Bowl halftime is
Yeah.
bananas. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
to
hope
watch
so.
it.
I
This is
hope
the first
so.
one I'm excited for in a long time.
Hey, listen,
Long
I
time.
have a. Did you guys see that like 3-minute trailer they made for it?
Yeah.
With all of them
No, I did
performing?
not.
No.
So look it up. It's on YouTube. It's pretty cool. But I'll give you a spoiler. There's a song they play. All the songs they play are all people that could be there except one person. And I think they might pull out the Tupac hologram for this because they play California Love in the trailer, like purposely.
I guess it's Dre. So I can see him doing
That
that.
would be cool. I'd like that a lot. Yeah.
Or maybe it's just gonna be fucking Tupac. I mean, listen, people think
He's alive.
all sorts of dead
He's
people around the
alive.
president and shit. So hey, Tupac's making his comeback at Super Bowl. I don't know what is it, 58, 68.
Chris,
Tupac and Big are both alive. They're both gonna come out.
hey Chris, they might do straight out of Compton.
Yeah,
That
yeah. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. I have no idea.
Stop it.
Bengals and the Rams.
Bengals and the Rams.
Bengals and the Rams. Yeah.
Did you say the Bulls? They
The
play-
Bengals.
they play
The
football now?
Cincinnati Bengals and
Cincinnati.
the Rams.
The Bengals and the. I listen. We all know pro sports is fixed. Why did they pick those two scrub ass teams? To
Pro sports is fake.
I mean, I don't know.
They got Kurt Warner out of retirement, and the Rams went back to the Super Bowl.
And
Oh,
Marshall
I
Faulk.
thought he was bagging groceries again.
He has a movie
He had to go
coming
back
out.
to bagging groceries.
No, I don't even know who the Rams quarterback is right now.
They don't either. They don't
That's-
either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it Stafford?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's Stafford, and I know Joe Burrow is for the Bengals.
Look who found their way out of the cornfield.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's
That's this
Sunday.
weekend. Yep.
Sunday? Mm.
Hell yeah.
We were talking to the other show that what trailers are they going to release for the Super Bowl, right?
Mm.
I'm expecting Jurassic Park and Avatar.
Oh yeah, Jurassic
Those are my
Park is
two
already getting
biggest.
teased in the Olympics. They're like
Yeah,
doing
Jurassic
Exactly.
Park's doing the slalom and shit.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna get that
Moon Knight
trailer.
It's like the worst. It's like the worst crossover in the history of the world.
Exactly.
You think we'll get a Kenobi
Yeah,
one
that's
maybe?
what I was about to
Oh,
say.
I
That's
would
that
love to see a Kenobi.
I would
be
love
what I
it,
would
but
want.
they usually don't do too many TV show trailers, so I don't know. It'd be
But
nice.
it's Disney.
It would be nice.
No,
You're
no,
probably going to see the Buzz Lightyear trailer.
We're gonna get Moon Knight. Moon
Is
Knight's
the
gonna
Super
be one of
Bowl
them.
on ABC or is it on? What is the Super Bowl on? ABC or NBC?
Oh,
I
NBC.
don't know.
No, not even.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I doubt it's on NBC because they got the Olympics right now.
They do.
Might be on ESPN.
There was only one way to find out.
Nah, network television, bro. Network.
Maybe Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Super Bowl goes on network television.
it's always
so
on network
everybody's
TV, right? Yeah, it's
Yep.
always on.
Yeah,
there,
they don't pull that with the Super Bowl.
You don't
Man,
need sports
I
package.
play with toys.
It's gonna be on Nickelodeon with slime going off on the TV.
Hell yeah.
And I'm guessing you'll see that Avatar trailer finally. For his
Avatar trailer.
I see
That'd be nice.
Is James Cameron directing?
He's doing 4 more now. All of a sudden, at once, I believe, or
Dude,
3
I
Is
more.
he actually like directing it, or
Yeah,
is he like
yeah,
just
it's him.
producing
It's
it?
him.
You talking about
It
We'll all
is
be 50 by the
NBC.
time he comes
Dude,
out with
we're
the
all
last
gonna
one.
be we're gonna all be dead when the third one comes out.
Well, I'm
talking about the blue-
thinking because
Yeah,
You
we
talking
are.
about the blue aliens that hair fuck each
Yeah.
other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
man,
the
I thought you were
Airbenders.
talking about something cool like the Airbenders. Yeah, man.
You know that's like the #1 box office movie of all time, right?
Yeah, well, when you release it 17 times within a 3-year time frame, it's gonna.
I agree. It's the
fucking
most
win.
overrated movie ever.
That movie's trash,
It was fun to watch when it first came out. It wasn't
Dude,
bad movie. I've
dude.
seen
I'll
worse.
own the entire McFarlane line before I ever own that movie on DVD.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
feel like
trash.
that movie it made so much
I'm
money.
the
but I
minority
feel like,
here. I used to like that shit a lot, man.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like it hasn't made like a big mark. Like I don't really hear people always talking about Avatar. Like I don't.
No,
It
been too
well.
long.
It goes well with the
Yeah.
senses.
Boring.
I was into
Maybe
it.
I got that short guy always want to be a little bit taller syndrome, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Usually it was a little ahead of its time.
It's
But
been out
they,
of pop culture
that's
for
why
so
you ride
long.
on my back, dude, so you can
Sign
be
me up.
taller than everybody else.
Yeah, but I can't turn into a blue alien and
I can be
fucking
16
fuck a
feet
tree.
And it played overseas in Japan for almost a year. Like that's why it did so well. And once Endgame took over, he put it back out
They
just so that
re-released it.
he did it
Yeah.
again just so that he could get the top spot all over again.
Well, let me tell you,
Just
So much
inches it
weight
out.
for Avatar. Holy
one of the biggest things
Oh.
that Avatar did to drive up its numbers was it was one of the first movies to come out in 3D, and everybody wanted to go see 3D, so it drove up the ticket sales. Man, fuck that.
Yeah.
movie.
All right.
All they do is they fuck with their hair and they talk
Closing
to
on-
trees and get out of here.
And it was a technical like masterpiece too for like the time it came out, right? Like supposedly like the special effects or whatever. Like,
So was
ahead of its time,
Zoe Saldana was a fucking blue fucking alien. You telling me you didn't like that?
No. So just remember, episode 1 was a technical marvel when it first came out too. So I mean, no.
yeah.
It's still
And I think Spider-Man, I heard, is closing in on $2 billion.
That's crazy. Is this gonna be like a direct like sequel to the original, or
I have no idea. I have no idea what he's doing.
Got the Sully. Is that the character's name?
I heard they're bringing back the old lady from Titanic, and she's gonna find the necklace again and shit. It's gonna be crazy.
The dude is coming back from Terminator Salvation. I forget his name. The same guy, the guy that was in the wheelchair.
I thought he died. Sam Worthington.
Yeah,
Sam
so
Worthington. That's him.
the thing I read, it picks up years after the original one, and it involves him in some capacity.
I don't think Sam Worthington died.
Wasn't he the one that passed away when he was doing Spartacus?
No, that's the same guy.
No,
That's the same guy.
that's not the same guy. That's not the same
That's
guy.
Andy something, man. What's
Andy
going on?
Whitfield.
White
And
people all look
Bingo.
the same to me. Calm down. They're all this is on TV.
Yeah, that's
It's okay if I say it, not you, Dave.
I like Spartacus. That kid is fucked up. That dude passed away. Like,
Is he the one?
Yeah.
Spartacus was a
Is
great
he the one who took over after he passed? Then I could.
No, he was the first one.
No.
it was another guy. The guy that took over. Like he
I don't even know
did good. It took a few minutes for me. I mean, couple episodes for me to get used to him. But by that last season, fucking War the Damned or whatever, like I was like, yeah, I was all.
Dude, I loved Spartacus.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was an amazing show.
Yeah, Spartacus was good. It was
The
really
blood
good.
and fans, yeah. Plus, you
And I
can
like
see
that.
Dom's dick
plus you
hard.
can
Dom
see
loves
Luke-
Spartacus.
but you
I
can
like
see
that.
Lucy
Got
Lawless
Xena
naked.
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Lucy
that.
Lawless naked, and she's still smoking hot at like
The gods
6.
have come down and fucked me in my ass again.
Yeah, Body Odds is in the first.
That's why we got that. That's why we got
Yeah.
that one season that
Dude, he
took
says
place
that like
before the
100
first
times.
season. Freaking
Yeah, because they wanted to give him time to recover because they thought he was going to recover.
yeah.
With Gannicus and Crixus and all that.
There's
That's
a
why we
documentary
got
on
that.
him.
Anameus.
There's a documentary out there on him. Andy Whitfield and what
Talking
happened.
about it, you're gonna make. I want to watch it again. Now I want to watch it again.
Oh, dude.
Throw that up on Stars now.
I have that shit on DVD.
Yeah, I got the Blu-rays. I got the Blu-rays for that.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a good show, and I like that it didn't really overstay its welcome either. They kind of just told a tight story. You know, those,
Yeah.
Told the
I remember-
story and got out.
I remember when it ended. Freaking, there were some people out there that were pissed that they killed off Spartacus. Like, did
you not know
pay
the story of
attention
Spartacus?
during
Did
history
not know the
class?
history? I mean, that's
What the fuck did you do in school?
I mean, obviously it was.
It's like
They took
I'm
liberties
pissed that you
with
killed William
me.
Wallace.
I mean, the man didn't survive, so. And in the end, they didn't show you his actual dead body, so you can kind of be like, maybe he survived, but
The fuck is this? Fucking
No,
Young
he
Guns
did.
2 with fucking William H. Bonney still fucking running
Yeah.
around?
Walking off into the desert at the end.
Can't tell you a story.
I killed 22 men.
Yeah, Billy the Kid lived. Yeah.
well, that's supposedly true though. So also that part,
Yeah,
It's a
and so
you can't be any geek off the street.
gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators. That never gets old.
I love
That
the.
never gets old.
what else is on? Is there anything else that's what else have you guys been watching? Anything else that's good?
Reacher on Amazon.
Which one?
Reacher.
Reacher.
Reach around.
Reacher. They made those 2 Tom Cruise movies. They made one called Reacher, and then
Oh, Jack Reacher.
yeah. Well, they make it a TV show now, and it has that guy who played Hawk on the Hawk.
Yeah, he was Aquaman in Smallville too.
It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. I'm like on episode 6 out of 8, and it's amazing.
Dude, I gotta
I
finish.
watched
I haven't
South
watched
Park again.
Jack Reacher. Oh, so it's based off. Is it supposed to be like the same character from those movies they did?
Yeah, it's a whole series of books. I have them all. There's like 20 of them. And the thing I always hated about the movies is in the book they describe Reacher. He's like 6'5", he's 300 pounds, all muscle, ex-military. And then they got Tom Cruise, who's like 5 foot nothing, skinny and strong. Like it was trash.
Maverick.
But then
Short
this
shaming
guy,
again, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck you, short people, man. You know how many things I gotta get off the top shelf because of people like you? Relax.
Hey,
So
hey,
fucking-
come on, come on.
Pam
Chris
and
knows my
Tommy on
thing.
Hulu.
Chris has to hand stuff down to people.
You gotta
So,
channel that
Anybody watch
energy,
Pam
bro.
and Tommy on Hulu?
oh, Dave knows I love him, man. Dave knows I love him.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this guy because he actually is that big, kind of beefy guy. Like he's what I picture when I picture Reacher. Like I always try to tell my wife, like when I picture it,
Picture myself.
I'm not toast. Oh hell no, no he's no way better in shape. I am definitely, but but
This
I
has
always
been
sort of
around a
I
minute.
kind of picture like The Rock, like that size, like a big dude, like just imposing. Because that's what he does. And if you watch the show, the first episode, the guy doesn't talk for like the first 30 minutes. He just looks at people and like does shit just by looking at him. Like he's very intimidating just by looking at him. And Tom Cruise is not that, like at all.
Yeah. I'll just give that a watch. I never watched those movies anyway, so I'm not gonna be walking into this with any kind of preconceived notions. So I'll see.
And they're doing it smart. Like this whole first season is just one of the books. Like they've broken one book into the whole first season, and then if they continue anymore, each season's going to be a different one of the books, which I think is cool because then they can actually slow burn through the story instead of rushing it for a 2-hour movie.
I'm trying to catch up. Like I actually started watching season 2 of Titans because I only watched the first season, and I think they're in like 3 now. So he was in that, like with the
Yeah, he was Hawk. But I like I
Titans
fell
ain't bad.
across it. Ironically, I fell across it because of Pinkerton. Because I was actually going to look up The Expanse because I'd never watched it. And he's always talking about it. And when I pulled up my Amazon Prime, the first thing there was Reacher. I was like, oh, fuck that, watching this. So
yeah.
when I finish watching that, I'll watch The Expanse.
Expanse was fucking awesome, man.
That's what everybody says. So I was finally going to check it out. And
So that's done now, right? So like I could just blow through it if I want to.
Well, it's done. It's done for the moment.
Okay. So why are they talking about like spin-offs or?
Well,
there's some kind of time jump or something.
So there's 9 books, and each season of The Expanse is generically based on the storyline of the books. And the first 6 books kind of is like one arc, and then the last 3 are complete. It's the same characters, but it's like 30 years in the future. But I think we'll get some more eventually. I'm actually reading the books on book 5 now.
Oh, they do a time jump like that with the characters?
Yeah, in
with
the
everybody,
books
it's
they
like 30 years.
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten that far in the books yet, but that's what everybody says. That's one of the reasons why they decided not to continue right now with it. So it may be something they could. I mean, I think they could revisit it in 5 or 10 years, and I mean,
have a whole new cast
and then play it off like
Well, the other thing to keep in mind is, this is 300 years in the future. I would guess the average lifespan is closer to 100 years old, whereas you being 70 there is like being 40 for us. So
They think they'll be able to get away with it.
Plus, you're in space, and who the fuck knows what happens to you in space?
Exactly.
Going through portals.
Age slower. All right, let me make
That
sure.
was just know that it did have a very good season finale to it.
That's one of the things I've never heard anybody say anything negative about. Not anybody. Now, ironically, Pinkerton's the first person I heard talk about it, but since then, like now I keep hearing other people talk about it, and I've never heard anybody say anything negative about it. Which is weird, especially in our nerd community. There's always at least one person saying something sucks, and I have not heard that about The Expanse.
It scratches a lot of itches because it is hard sci-fi, but it's not nerdy. You know what I mean? It's not like, the thermodynamics of the accelerators.
It's not Star Trek. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
leave that
your words, not mine. Your words, not mine.
All right, I gotta see. Like my girl, usually likes to watch all different types of things, but she doesn't dig. I think stuff like that, like sci-fi stuff. So,
bro, it's got so much story in it, though. I mean, the sci-fi is there, and obviously it's an important part, but it's the fucking relationships that make that show, man.
Yeah.
It's right. I think you could make somebody a sci-fi fan. It's almost like Game of Thrones in outer space. I mean, it's not quite as gruesome as that, but the storytelling aspects. That's because, as you probably know, these huge novels like the Game of Thrones, Fire and Ice books, yeah, it's got one person's name on it, but it isn't like they're literally sitting there with a typewriter like in Misery banging out books. They've got rooms full of people that are they're pitching ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the two guys who actually writes the Expanse books, worked with George R. Martin at some point in time on the Fire and Ice books. So.
Didn't you say the writers?
He still hasn't finished those books.
No, not at all. He's still like 2 or 3 books away from finishing it.
Yeah, well, the Expanse, they say the books are done. So,
but didn't you say some of the writers from the Expanse books actually work on the show, or vice versa, or something?
They both do, yeah. So they started out just as consultants, but the last couple of seasons, they're executive producers. Yeah, so they're right there with it. They were within the writers' room, and you know, obviously there's some characters in the show that aren't in the books, and vice versa. They combine some characters for storytelling, and it's almost kind of like it's all the rage for us is, these interdimensional skips, and it's almost like this is just the same story told in a little bit different universe, because you've got some different characters and things don't go quite the same, but you get to the same point A to point B. You get there, but you're probably going to hit some other letters on the way.
Yeah. Well, they do that a lot in TV shows with that blending of characters and stuff. Like one of the big ones was Walking Dead. Shane from the first season, the guy who did Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, he's dead in the very first comic.
Yeah.
But they kept him around because all the things that he said and did were things that Rick thought in the comics, and they needed a way to get his thoughts out into the TV show, so they kept him around just to say and do them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting storytelling element.
Yeah, I mean, it's good if they don't copy it exactly the same, because then it just allows you not. I mean, if you are a fan of the books, like you might want to see that just in live action, but I think it's nice when they put a spin on it, so you don't always know what's coming.
Yep.
So, I think The Walking Dead's going to be wrapping up soon too. It's probably like on its final season. I haven't watched that shit since like they killed Carl, but.
I haven't even seen that season where they killed.
I never watched a single episode of Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's like I almost
not a one.
Kind of peek in and see what's going on, and it's just like whatever.
I saw a commercial for it today, and it says part 2 of 3, the final season, and it's some stormtrooper looking dudes walking around. And that's out of context, me not knowing anything else about it. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah. I think the last season I saw is where they found that group living in the junkyard or whatever. Like when Rick was going over there, that was the last season I saw of that thing.
Weren't they supposed to be doing like a movie? I thought like they were supposed to be doing a movie on Rick, like what he's been up to or doing like all this time, because they wrote him out, but they didn't kill him,
Yes.
So
they are doing a Rick Grimes movie. Final season is coming up. Well, the second half of the final season for Walking Dead is in like it's like 2 weeks, a week or two, I think.
Have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of those shows where you've been watching so long that you're just uninvested, even though it's not good anymore. Mm-hmm. So I got to finish it out.
So it hasn't been like it's the quality is definitely different, because I actually heard some people saying like once they got away from like those original characters, like once Rick was out, you really just had like Daryl and Carol there, like that it got better because they introduced a bunch of new characters.
And that's another thing. Daryl doesn't even exist in the comics. He's not in any.
Carol's not. I think Carol's dead at this point in the comics.
Yeah,
he's not in.
Died.
No, like there's no Daryl.
No. There's no Daryl. I'm talking about Carol. I think Carol
died early. Yeah, she died early.
So, I read most of the comics. I never finished. It's Negan is what I think is saving the show.
Mm-hmm. Negan was the best part of the comics too. I hate to say it.
Yeah, and I think his character is what's keeping the show going. You're in your final half of the final season, because it seems like now everybody's cutting their final seasons into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Whatever fucking reason they're doing that now.
So they can get all the fan backlash and fix it before they put out the second part.
Yeah, right.
Course correct. Just in
they all learned from Game of Thrones. They're like, we're not putting it all out there. We're gonna.
Course correct.
So Game of Thrones fans need to shut up. There's nothing wrong with anything. Just stop.
Nope. I own them all, and it was not a horrible ending.
Just stop.
Just
I just think with that, some people just didn't get what they expected, so it was just like, and again, like the pacing of it, like it obviously starts moving at a breakneck speed, which is not the way that show was in the earlier seasons. So that's a little jarring too. I think that's what people got to realize is that despite how fast those last couple of seasons were moving, especially those last few episodes, there was still a lot of time like passing. We just weren't seeing it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Cut out all that middle stuff.
That's my only. That's my only.
Episodes to walk someplace anymore. They
That's
were there.
They were teleporting.
Next scene.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
That was
Before
my
that,
only complaint about the last season was how fast it was moving. It was like they were hurrying up to try to get it done, and that's the only problem I had with it because I don't think they should have quit when they did. They were still making money hand over fist. They could have made that thing go another season or two and slow burned into that ending and kept the same ending. I don't care about the ending. It was a fine ending.
There's a prequel coming out.
Uh-huh.
No, I heard
they canceled it.
Canceled it. They stopped
But
production on the prequel.
Oh, did they? So they
So-
did a
Spent,
pilot
like,
episode and then
I don't know how much
There's
hundreds of
something
millions of
going on.
dollars and went nowhere.
But then it's not like a prequel like right before this one. It's
No,
more like
this is-
Old Republic is to Episode 1 prequel. Like
This
it's
is, I think, this is like the Targaryens when they got their dragons and first
Yeah.
came to Westeros and took over. I
I
believe.
got my dragon.
yeah, it was,
Uh,
they call me Dragon. I'm the youngest Brooklyn Broncos.
Maybe they should give it some time because again, like a lot of people weren't happy, I guess, with the ending. So,
But if
You
you
love
spend
it,
too
Dave.
much time, you lose. You become Avatar. Like, huh? What?
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, I remember that show.
yeah, once you put those blue people back on the screen, everybody's gonna remember.
But none of those people are going to be in the previous stuff is the problem.
Did you guys? I don't know if you guys used to watch Dexter, but anybody see the?
Yeah, I
the new
watched
Blood?
it.
I never got
I watched it.
Yeah, what do you think, Dave? You like it?
I liked the new season. I didn't like the ending.
You didn't like the way it ended?
I didn't like the way it
is that
ended.
it? Is it just one and
You
done?
watched it?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm
No, I
done.
haven't
Yeah,
watched none. I've never seen Dexter.
yeah, Dexter. I mean, started so good. The last few seasons weren't great. I felt like this definitely like redeemed it. I don't know. Like I was okay with it, dude. Like because I feel like that character had to sort of they had to do something like because the way they ended the original one where he just kind of he leaves and he's like a lumberjack and
Yeah.
you know like it's just a bad ending. You know, I felt like this one, you know,
So-
it's definitive and then they could continue if they want to, like, you know what I'm saying. Spin
Well,
this shit
they
up.
could continue if they want to, but essentially it's with new character.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think that's what pissed me off is like I'm just like, no, I wanted more. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I like that they took it sort of like back to basics and stuff like that because again, like it got real convoluted in those last like couple of seasons.
I saw one season of Dexter, the one with John Lithgow, because my friend told me that was a really great season to watch. So I watched that one.
Which one was
Yeah.
that? The Trinity Killer?
Trinity, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, that was good. That was like after that season is when the quality started to dip. Like season 5 it was okay, but then like 6, 7, and then 8, especially like the last couple, I didn't like really like at all. You know,
Yeah.
I still want to go back and watch them. You know what I'm saying? But just to kind of remember like the show and kind of because I just watched it all those years ago and then never really went back. But the first season was fucking amazing, and I think probably season 2 was the best. And but even the third one with this dude, what's his name? The fucking guy, the Spanish dude that was in Star Wars, Organa.
Oh,
Forget his name, Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy
Smith, yeah.
Yeah, that season was.
You're a
fucking
Spanish guy in New York and you don't know Jimmy Smith?
So I forget the names, man. I forget the names.
Oh, man.
I get high, man. I forget short term.
We're going to take away your Boricua card for that one.
that was a really good season. So like if you haven't watched it, like definitely like give those first 3 or 4 seasons a watch for sure. I thought those were really good.
If I watch like the first 3 or 4 seasons and then just skip to this new one, will I be fine?
He lives in Florida, bro. He's gonna wind up trying to do the shit that Dexter does. Don't give him any ideas.
Word. You probably could, you know what I'm saying? Because even though they do reference a couple of things that happened, like it's a brand new setting, brand new characters, whatever.
But
So
good enough where I'd understand what's going on without going back to watch them.
yeah, so you could even just watch a New Blood, but it's like it's better to watch this new season when you've watched the old season, because then you'll just appreciate it more. You'll know who the character
Everything
is.
connects, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And even with like the new season, they revert back to things that happened in like the second and third season.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
his sister come back? Because I always liked that little girl with her little dirty mouth, man. I don't know why I liked her.
She's
Which
in
one?
the show.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, if you
the-
like girls
the
with dirty
sister.
mouths, then you should watch
Jennifer
Ozark.
Carpenter.
I should watch what, Chris?
Ozark.
Ozark,
Okay.
yeah, that's another one I
You
gotta
don't watch
catch up
that
with.
already?
I've never
Ozark
seen.
is so good.
I've never
Oh,
seen
that
that.
either.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
like-
watch that. Hang up with us now. Watch it.
I spend all my free time catching up on NRR episodes, man. I don't have any time for anything else.
No. You will
Look,
now.
you already
You'll
know
be
how
like,
all those are gonna go. Watch Ozark instead.
Yes.
we know where that thing right goes. Huh?
Ozark just dropped season 4, right?
Season 4, part 1.
Yeah.
Part
It's
1.
the final season. Oh, here he is.
You see, he heard Ozark and he jumped in, bro.
Mystery man is here.
What's up, dude?
What's
What's
up?
going on, Brink?
I made it home safe. It's like 2005 all over again. What can I say?
Oh, Brink didn't get canceled.
Yeah, they were worried Brink didn't see you on, and they were like, "Uh-oh, Brink got canceled."
I was out of the office.
He was in the cornfield hanging out with Ricky.
No, I'm here. See, I'm
Yeah.
there at cornfield. You owe me rent for being in my cornfield.
Brian, did you hear Ozark and you had to jump in?
Yeah, I was listening to you guys on my way home, and I was like, hey.
I got.
I'm glad you made it home safe because you sound like you can't even talk.
Hey, look, man, it's all about staying in the lines.
When he left out, he got home. He drank 2 gins, and now he's on with us. That's what.
And when Brian sees
This
like
is 3
behind him,
a.m.
he
Brian with
speeds
the
up.
fucking shots of fucking stuff in his pockets. Yeah.
Shots of fireball.
Yeah, Ozark. I gotta catch up with. I didn't see season 3, so I just gotta blow
Oh,
through that.
season 3 is
And-
awesome,
Bro, season
Yeah.
3, and then literally season 4 picks up like moments after
Yeah,
season
yeah.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, and this last season had a good chance of letting it go. I was like, I'm happy if you ended here. But if you listen back to BTM a couple weeks ago, like Gary spoiled it for me. He's like, it's a 2-part season. I was like, oh.
You got mad about that. Yeah, I remember that. So, Chris, if you had to choose one for me to watch next, would it be The Expanse or Ozark?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna always tell you The Expanse.
There it is.
But,
So I'll be watching Ozark in like 2 months, guys.
Yeah, don't watch
or
Ozark.
listen, you don't have to binge either one. You could like it'd be great to watch a couple episodes of one and then a couple episodes of the other, and you just bounce back and forth.
Yeah, that Ozark, take it in stride, man. Make
Yeah,
sure
it's
you have
stressful as fuck. Like
have a contingent of Toms. You
Mhm.
know,
no,
Um,
the
Is that
Expanse.
the one you were saying was very anxiety ridden?
very anxiety ridden.
Okay.
My stomach hurts now thinking about it. I have to take a shit just thinking about Ozark.
Or hey,
What the fuck kind of show is this?
make sure you have a ride home like I had tonight. It's just like it's like hey, it's very stressful.
Okay.
And it's totally, for me, of Jason Bateman, not what I expected of him.
I love him in this.
And
Shows
he's done
his
so
range,
good.
right?
Great.
He's been so good.
He
So
is-
take a couple Xanax and keep the Tums on hand. Got it.
his character, Ruth's character, and
Ruth
fucking-
Ruth is the best. I love Ruth.
and then I know everybody hates Wendy, but fucking
Oh, she's got to go. She's got to go.
Dude.
That
So
bitch got to
like
go.
she was tolerable, but then the last 2 seasons, it's like,
oh,
dude, this person is
man.
so unlikable.
She was unlikable from the get. Like, you forget
Yeah,
what
from
she's
day
done.
one, what
Like,
she was doing. Yeah.
you fucking dirty bitch. Like, get out of here.
Like I can't remember day one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch. I'm not.
Dave,
doing
don't
that.
hold back. Tell us how you really feel about Wendy.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, Wendy gotta go, bro. I can't wait till she goes.
But it's crazy. Have you seen the memes of like Jason Bateman's character? It's like I wish I could handle everyday life like this guy does, or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If I could stay as calm as he is, man, shit.
Dude, I wish I could just bring a 6-pack to everything.
So if you like Jason Bateman in there, and this is an older show, and I'll tell you, it exists outside of the original, I think 3 seasons, but you don't need to watch anything past that. Is Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. Yep.
Like they did a couple seasons on Netflix, but just literally pretend those don't exist. Only watch the stuff that came on Fox originally.
The chocolate banana stand.
Hey, listen, there's always money in the banana stand. I will tell you, there's a Ren Fair close to us that we go to. Well, normally we go to, and they've got a frozen banana stand there. And I always walk up and say, I hear there's lots of money in the banana stand, and nobody ever knows what I'm talking about. The last time we went, I said it, and the woman working is like, yeah, we hear that a lot of money in the banana stand. So she at least had heard it.
Like, oh, you don't get that reference? We can't be friends.
Oh, listen. Tobias Funke was the world's first stenograpist. Just a business card.
I still use that "well, excuse me" gift. That's still one I go back to all the time.
I blued myself.
Yeah, I'll go back and catch up on that.
I wish that was one that like one of these channels was just, you know, like they play The Office constantly on Comedy Central and shit. I wish they had somebody was playing.
Isn't Arrested Development still on Netflix all the time?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked.
No, I think it's still on there. I could be wrong, but it was there for a long time.
Let me see. I'm actually on Netflix. Arrested Development. Yep,
No.
it's on there. It's on there.
I know Comedy Central plays South Park and Seinfeld a lot.
Oh my God, they play South Park constantly.
I've been getting back into it.
I have not watched South Park in 15 years, probably.
Dude, I think it's cringy.
They just had a 25th season premiere last week.
They still put that shit out? They're still making new episodes? Wow.
Yeah.
The last episode I ever saw was the Passions of the Christ one. That was the very last episode I ever saw.
Those dudes made so much money,
it's
right?
Not as good as it originally was, that's for sure.
Wasn't it like so cheap for them to make, and they were just making so much money off of it? Because
originally they were doing it by hand, and then I remember the big joke was they were using the same software that they did the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park to move their little shapes around, which I always thought was pretty funny.
Do you guys remember the pilot, The Spirit of Christmas, that they put out like 1998?
Oh, Santa Claus was fighting the devil and shit. Yeah.
No,
Fighting
Santa versus Jesus. Yeah, that was the very, very first one.
Oh man, that was great stuff.
Jesus, how to go against you and Santa, man? Who came out on top?
I forget. I'm too high right now. I forget.
They don't call it heaven for nothing.
I was minding my business, and then there's this big fat elf, and whoa, man!
And these weird deer with glowing noses and shit. I think Dad slipped something into my wine. That was some weird Jesus juice.
Oh goodness! Jesus juiced himself.
Jesus.
Oh man! All right, do you guys want to just continue unbroadcast it and wrap up the live portion? What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Matter to me.
All right, so sounds good.
What do you guys want to do?
We'll
want
keep
to thank
the liability to a minimum. How's that?
Yeah, now the real fun begins. Once again, though, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. The link is in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group, so just click it, hop on in. A bunch of us will still be here once we go off the air. Everybody hanging out in the chat tonight, thank you so much for hanging out. And once again, big shout out to Chat Winging them. If anybody's not aware, recently passed away, was a big part of the chat squad in there week in, week out, nonstop, and posting the chats every week in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. We're gonna miss you, dude. Huge part of the chat. Like I said, everybody in the chat tonight was awesome. Hashtagging for chat. So really, really appreciate it. And thank you guys for hanging out and watching and listening. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. I don't know if it's going to be a BTM or another Hangout, but we'll see. We'll be back very soon with another episode. And join us, as I said, at Realm of Collectors Facebook group. Click the link. We're still going to be here as we go off the air. Thank you guys once again for hanging out tonight. I'm not going to do no where you at. It is what it is. We're hanging out. Peace out, guys. Click the link. Come hang out, and we'll see you guys next week. All right?
Peace and chicken grease.
Peace.
Peace.
Say it with me now.
Round